Hey everyone, welcome back to Transport Fever 2 and welcome back to Errors. We're looking at our new north-south train line that we made last time from the southern bottom of the map to about halfway up the map, 2/3 up the map. Between episodes, I put down a little bit of diorama here, mainly for the thumbnail for last time, but it does represent what we're going to be doing here. We'll be putting in some high-speed tracks or trains on the high-speed lines and things like this beautiful LNR loco, and then on the slow speed we'll be using some local services, probably not as big a rolling stock, but also cargo. And then obviously we want to keep this traffic moving fast, so a whole lot of signaling is going to be required. I am going to focus on trying to do a lot of track detailing. You see I was playing with it here. I put some old tracks here and I actually made this tiny little diorama under the bridge. Here is some old track and a nice old traction engine. It's a whole lot of rubbish sticking around. I think that's going to really help the look and feel of it rather than it being a monotonous long ride along the track. So as you can see, it goes a long way. It goes all the way down, round. It's probably going to take a good 5 minutes at game speed, maybe even more than that, to actually traverse the line. What I want to do is actually put in some signals just to get an idea of what this is going to look like. And then we are going to head north. So without further ado, let's jump into the assets and get down a nice, beautiful gantry. This one's going to be... Do I want to do a 4 and a 1? Or do I want to do... actually, I have interest. Let's see how this goes. So we'll do that. It's going to be real signals. And then on the left-hand side is going to be... Yeah, it's going to be a fair way out if we make it stick like that. But out of interest, does that reach? Or do I need to make it a 5B? It does. I think that looks kind of cool, actually. I like the idea that on the main line, it's always a 4 wide, and then we have optional stuff. And actually, out of interest, I might actually be able to do this and tell the train going up the hill whether the next signal is good or bad. No, it's going to be way too far out. So we'll turn that off. But yeah, let's have fun with some signaling to begin the episode. This is in England, or represents a English type situation. So we tend to go on the left-hand side. The low speed and the high speed tracks will run at full speed, and so having warning signals makes sense. This chute on the left-hand side is off to our cargo platform. It goes over there, and that's what this bridge is. It lets us go over and then join into the main line without having to slow down. Because this is a divergent point right here, I'm actually going to get rid of this signal and actually bring it back a little. We have two ways of doing signals with the way that the game can be modded. You can put in waypoints, which is what I tend to do on these, but this is one of the rare situations where I actually can get down real signals, real one-way signals, and so we'll put them down, and then I believe if I span 1 to the right and 2 to the left, or around 2 and 1, we can actually get this to reach. And that means I can avoid having a real signal. So there's two ways of doing it. You can have real signals. If I zoom out, you can see that these are real signals. And the train will just stop around here somewhere. Or you can make these waypoints, and then you'd have to put a real signal back here somewhere. I think I'm going to go for a pretty big distance. They're actually probably closer than I want. I probably want to be in the realm of 4 or 5 train lengths, so probably close to maybe 1 kilometer. So this is 300 meters, so realistically we want around 1 kilometer, so around that at least, maybe even a bit more. So I think the next one would probably be way up here somewhere. Is there a road around here? There is. Because we will want an access road to it. So if I am going to put a signal over there, I think what I might do is make a little access road through the forest here that allows people to come and maintain the signals, and then we'll put this here. The curve of the track isn't too severe, so I think we can get away with it here on the corner, and we'll dock it like this, and then put in a real signal. So we'll end up with a fair few of these on the network. They'll look a lot similar to each other. And yeah, I think it's going to look pretty cool to see steam fly along the network at absolutely high speed. So as you can see, I am going for quite a long distance, and we'll look at that as we play the game, but I don't expect to reduce that too much, because I really want to see that steam just absolutely pound along the track and really get up to its absolute high speed. I don't want it to be delayed behind another train chasing yellows. So where are we going to put towns? We talked about this last time. I think we want something that's kind of parallel east-west wise to Liverpool. In real life, Liverpool is a play on words of Liverpool, which means over here we could do something like Sheffield. And there was a good suggestion in the comments a while ago that a town could be called Reeds, R-E-E-D-S, rather than Leeds. Leeds would actually be more here, but I think I'm going to squeeze it in here. So first things we need to do is give ourselves a spot where we can insert a station. The question for the day is this going to be a high-speed stop? And do we want to architect it to support that or not? I think what I'm going to do, well, we're going to use Great Western Railway ones because they're cool. Let's always have a platform available. So I think, is this the left one or the right one? Okay, we're on the left high speed. If we always put it down like this, even if they don't stop, we have the option of changing it so that they can in the future. The question for the day then becomes, how long do we want these to be? So let me delete that, and we'll do that again. Let's go all the way up to 320. And then that way the high speed definitely has the length that it needs. Ooh, that really cut into... Yeah, I think I might redo this a little bit more. And I think I might just put this out in the middle of nowhere, get some twisty right, so something like that. And you can see it's kind of high over there, so I'm tempted to stay high this end. And I think that rotation's slightly off. I think we want something like that. And I'm going to push it back a bit. Now, I don't know how much point work I want to do here. Actually, that should have been this one. I think I'm going to leave it pointless for now. And yeah, go from there. We are going to have a little gap in these things, so we'll have to make sure that when we do this, we come in at full high speed. See, that's come down a bit. Let's make sure we diverge a long, long way back, and that way we should be able to keep up the speed at 300. There should be no reason for anything to slow down at these stations. Now, do we have crossing track? Maybe from a lore point of view, like a roleplay point of view, you may want to do it. But I think in general, no. I think we can keep everything like that for now. I don't know whether I'll keep the corner braces. And the other question is, am I going to keep the passenger ones at full length? Because the odds are these side ones aren't going to be that big, and I'm tempted to even with the station size, I'm tempted just to keep it down. What I might do is I think I might make this very symmetrical, and we'll put on things like that. So realistically, how does that go? So can we put a roof on here still? Yeah, we can. It gives us a half roof. So yeah, I think that makes sense. So we ended up with yeah, a symmetrical passenger thing, and then we can have longer ones in the middle for the express lines. And I think that makes sense. Now, obviously, this is a passenger-only station. If freight had come in, it would be on the outside tracks. So that's probably one of the things we will have to work out. But for now, we have established that, and this is going to be called Reeds. And yeah, if we do have cargo, I am tempted to peel off a little bit for it, because I think what's going to happen is the cargo will go flying through, and then only if it needs local delivery. So yeah, it's probably going to be, if there is cargo, it will be something like that. And then if it needs to go both directions, because you won't want to cross the high speed line, we probably will have to have a, you know, up and over situation going on. So something like that. But yeah, you get the idea. We'll have to have that type of situation. Or we could just accept it that, you know, cargo trains maybe are rare and they can cross the high-speed tracks, because we are a bit more remote here. But yeah, that's how that will work. I think I might delete this. Let's have fun and get a town down. I need to get this track done before it's too late. Well, that really is slow down. Fine. That could slow down. And then that actually wasn't that side. I think that is destined to be the left-hand side. So you go there. And you go there. You go there. We can add a bit more up there. And up you come, and up you come. Yeah, so the track diverges around here. I think from a gantry point of view, I like the idea of having one right here, just because it is the divergence of the two tracks. And then signals, you definitely will be flying through. I think because there's a station coming up, I think I might do that, and then out you go, and out you go. So yeah, because I think if you're on the left-hand track, odds are you are always going to stop. Maybe not if you're cargo. But all right, let's generate a new town. We are going to make our lives simpler by giving it a chance in hell of being happy. We have the advanced town builder. I need to use this one. So this is, I do have sandbox mode, which is what causes these two. This one adds the town thing, which is the in-game one. Very little ability to customize. And then this is the industry thing. This is how we put down, like for example, a new industry that makes logs. That's what those two do. But over here on the left-hand side under the car area, the road area, I do have a mod called the Advanced Town Builder. I think I want numbers that are similar to Riverpool. It also adds this editor thing. So Riverpool's running 150, 150, 100. And I think that's about the same numbers that we want here. And so we'll go 150. You know, I'm going to go a little bit bigger. 200, 200. And I'm going to get it quite close to the station. Should I put in a road first? I probably should. I think that might be wise. So let's put a nice big one in here. Make the blue touch that way. Stay level. Makes things easy. And let us go. I think the numbers will stay. Yep. All right. And then I'm going to plonk it right there. So that way, hopefully it will expand over the station. I'm going to move it slightly off the station so that the icons don't hit each other. And away we go. As you may, I should have put roads on this side. That was annoying. Saltash, that's a cool name. Well, you've lasted a couple of seconds. Reeds. So, as you can see, all the roads were very curvy. I have a mod for that. I forget the name of it. Apologies to the mod creator. It's like in the industry interesting roads mod or something. So hopefully these locals will enjoy what they've got. I'm going to help it out straight away and play with this a little bit. So round, round, round. And I'm going to remove that one and put something like that. Oops. And we will put in some traffic around here because it will despawn with the lack of activity. So actually I might go on the right side of the road. That way when we're at the station it will, let me get the right button, it will be on the station side. And so let's go there, then right outside the station. And that should do it. Right, let's make a new line from the station. Around we go. And what did I click on? I clicked on the station by accident. Let's try that again. Cut, 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 cut. Delete, delete, delete. All right, let's try that again. This time we'll click on that. And I think the separation of everything's okay. We'll make it a beautiful green color. And this is going to be the passenger in Reeds. There we go. So if we look at Reeds, it will say that within Reeds there's 100 journeys to leverage. So we should be able to make a decent amount of money. And then I'm going to shove this thing kind of over here out of town, but not out of town. My thinking there was if we ever have a highway off of here, we can send stuff down the road. All right, passengers. I have been using this one a fair bit. I think it's a pretty good ratio of price and everything. Yeah, let's go with this one. We'll buy 3 of those. Yeah, I might actually paint them. Let's do a lovely yellow color. And we'll assign them to passenger Reeds. And we have a look at those things coming out. They're a little bit bright for my liking. So let's, is there a darker yellow? Yeah, let's try this one. A bit more mustard. Yeah, it's a bit better. So yeah, hopefully that will keep the locals happy. Now, obviously there's no train service right now. We could, without too much effort, do that. But yeah, I think we'll skip that for now. So welcome Reeds to the Errors playthrough. So I have lots of hopes for you. Definitely there's going to be an airport and lots of other things going on. All right, let's continue on. So the track goes over here. And then this is where I want to put a pretty big station because it's actually going to be a divergent station. We're going to end up going to the right and to the left. I think at this point, it's probably down. I don't know if I want to run high speed through here. Like I'm thinking more of a shared line through here. And basically it's from here to Lone Stone is the high speed bit. So basically 2 tracks will go that way and 2 tracks will go that way. It's still going to be a 4 platform station. And we can just do this. I will go 320. This one's pretty easy actually. I think I can just do that. I think I might rotate this a little bit. Yeah, and let's pull this back a bit. And I think for simplicity, how's the height off the ground? I'm kind of okay with that. There's a hill here. I think I'm going to sacrifice this hill and we'll pull that back a bit. Now, I don't want to modify the topography too much. I want to give it its natural essence here. And so that will go there. This is definitely going to need a cross. So I'm tempted to join this in at a much lower speed. And then we will get the cross going out here. Let's get this all parallel so everything's works well. And then, yeah, these need to be long because I think the high speed is going to merge across. You know what? I probably should architect it that way. Because the ones on the left are going to be a local line, and then the one on the right are going to be the continuation of the high speed line. So basically that needs to go to there. That needs to go to there. And we'll upgrade that. And then these are going to be domestic lines. And out you come. I think I'm tempted to come out straight for a sec. And then, yeah, I think something like this is going to be the way it works. Let's go really far down the line. Are you going to let me do it? Nope. There's going to be a point around here where, well, I'm just a little bit worried. I don't want to see how I'm going left to go right. Yeah. So what I might do, since this is a real line over here, is we'll just fade everything across. And so this will come across at, say, 125. Actually, let's do 120, because that's the maximum of the slow speed track. And then I'll fade this across as well. And I think we'll have to keep on playing with this, but I'm pretty sure that will be enough. And then, yeah, so I think I've done this too early because the right-hand track needs to get across as well. Yeah, I think this needs to come like this. So at, say, 100. Yeah, just playing with it here. I'm not really sure what I'm trying to achieve. I know that we'll have to the left and the right will have to risky get across to the right hand side at some point. And yeah, I'm not sure if I got this right. So if I bring this way out here, yeah, bigger arcs I think are wise here. How did that level go? Why do we have, I thought everything around here was level. Let's try it again. Let's try that all again. Yeah, we shouldn't let the height of the rail out here dictate everything. Right. Straight. Straight. You know what? I think I'm overcomplicating it. Do just a massive crisscross out here. Rather than crisscrossing way down the line, let's do it in here. And then in here, I just need to go like this, quite big. Let's go for 75. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I can go back the other way. Make that all the same. And voila. Come on, let me do the last one. Let me do the last one. See how that isn't aligned? I think that was the problem. You've got to be dead on when you do this. Fine, let me rebuild that. All right, so let's try it again. So from that point over to here, I think that's parallel. It's not exactly parallel, is it? And that goes there. So there you go. If you get it dead on, it works. So now anything can get to anything, and we just need to make all of this happy. And I think it's a matter of high-speed track like that. Yeah, let's bring it back more. And if we do it from far enough away, we should be good to go. That goes like that, and then the high-speed track can go probably to about there. That goes to there, and now, if you're arriving, you can go forward, and then you can go around and off to that Great Western Railway, basically. If you are a slow-speed train, you can move across to here and go off the slow speed over there. If you're high-speed, you come in and you can't get across to there cleanly. I am tempted to do this again. Sometimes symmetry is not what you want, because riskily you want the high speed to move across earlier than that. So let's do it. I'm watching that number up here. I want to keep that at 120. All right, so then they can come across and go in, and then we need to upgrade that track. And yeah, that's the high speed, and that's a low speed onto there. This is a high speed, and then much like we came across there for the high speed, we want to join here. So you can see there is a bit of symmetry here. And then high speed through there. And actually, I don't know if I can I apply this to there? I can't, but I think I can. Yeah, I can do this with this tool instead. They're going to be low speed. And yeah, you can see how this works. And then that's a low speed. You can see how by design, the colors now show us how it works. So the into the high speed, and then if you're a Great Western, you come across and in you go. And yeah, and then I don't think I've got a, yeah, there's the way to get out through there. So yeah, that works quite well. This one we might be able to make it a little bit longer, but I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. All right, let's get probably the leveling done around here. And I think we're going to center it over here. So I think I will this time, because it didn't happen last time, I'm going to put a building on both sides, because this is meant to be a massive interchange, and we will build the town after we've put roads on both sides. Now, I don't know how, from a road point of view, stop helping. From a road point of view, I don't know how we're going to get across at this point. I do know I want full-length platforms. This one probably could be, yeah, this one can be shortened. And then we can put those crossy things on again. Yeah, because these regional lines will definitely be short. And so, because this is being used double-sided, the high speed will need the long track. And so this right-hand one, this right track here, can just have a longer track for no good reason. And this, you are not reeds. How do you get the name of reeds when you're reeds? Okay, we're just close to it, I guess. This is going to be called Ambridge, because we're going to end up with a really cool bridge out of here. I'm thinking there's the Fife River Bridge available as a mod. I think I might use that, but I'm going to find a mod for the bridge, something that's really iconic. And so that's why I want to put the word bridge in the name of the town, just to make sure that the town doesn't go ballistic and do some weird stuff. Actually, we're going to have to, from an approach point of view, no, we're not going to have to switch tracks at all, because actually, yeah, the slow speed will come in. Yeah, we are going to have to do some jiggery this side as well. And, ooh, interesting. But there will have to be something across here. For now, let's do something just very iron worky, and yeah, I think that's going to work. Maybe we don't need like a big one for here, like the Fife one, but we'll find something. We'll make it look a bit more grand. And then for last but not least, we'll pull this out a little bit. Stop trying to help me, especially not over there. Come out level, and then you are going to turn to this direction. It's fine if you slow down. Actually, I should go out straight first. Actually, I'll do this. And then at this same point, we are going to merge into here. And that way the slow speed can come across to those. It also gives us a bit of a cargo type opportunity, bypass. All right, and then this will go off this way. Are you really that steep? Wow. Okay, we're just going to have to put up with that. And that will be a future episode where we go along the valley and have fun with that. All right, let's do this. Let's make another town. This is going to be huge. 500, 500, 500. Lone how big did you get made? 200 something. So it was made with bigger numbers, but the game has this, I've got this mod that does auto calibration. So yeah, I think you can see how this has already changed because I put in 200s. Let's go with a big number again. I really wanted to really fill up this area. So I'm going to give it some initial numbers that are not, let's go with 300. And I'm going to put it out. Actually, I'm going to go close to the thing because that way, hopefully, it'll go across the other side of the map, or across the platform. And go. Yeah, you can see how, because I had the road on that side, you can see how that, that looks cool. So yeah, before too long, we need to clean this up quickly and then put in some bus lanes. So I'm going to quickly do that because otherwise the town will realize it doesn't have the right size for anything. I think we can turn around there. And yeah, I think somewhere around there, around there. I think I might come in here a bit cleaner. We'll continue like this. Yeah. And that can have a diagonal. Actually, we'll let the town do its own thing. I am tempted to help it a little bit without wasting money. Like that. And then yeah, bus. I'm going to go all the way over to here. Really encourage some growth. And get the right button. All right, so I think I'll go with a bus station here. That will cover a lot of that stuff. I'm going to go really wide there. The one over here is doing a lot of it, so that can go there. That can go there. That can go there. And we'll go there, and that should do it. Right, line, new line. Make sure I click the bus station. Those two may be a little bit close. Yeah, same with these. These are probably a little bit close. Go green, and then this is going to be passenger. Spell it right. And what do we call this place? Ambridge. The problem with making up fictitious names is it does mean it's hard to remember the name of things sometimes. And let's put this, don't do that. Let's put this way over town. That can go over here. And much like before, we'll just grab like 5 of these. We probably under serve those. And you know what? Let's also manage those and give them a color. I think we'll treat them the same mustard color as the other ones, like they're from the same company that runs stuff around this part of the town. I think I might get rid of that. And I'm going to leave these down to the water. Anything else that I don't like? I think the generation's been pretty good. I think there's a couple of things we can help it do. I do want it to really grow. So yeah, these fields are 100% up for grabs for being destroyed. And yeah, I think that's good. And we don't have connections to the real world. Actually, I'm going to get rid of this a little bit. This probably is the main road out, so I will update that to a highway, this one. And yeah, we'll leave it there for now. Cool, so now we have the town of Hawley. Nope, you are going to be called, did I put my paste buffer? I did. You are going to be called Ambridge. All right. Before we go too much further, we need to make sure that these guys have wants. You can see over here how Riverpool has packages and bread. I want to make this kind of similar. Under the editor, I'm going to turn on bread, but I am going to turn on cogs on this side of the map. Actually, you know what? Yeah, so that way we'll get both commercial and industrial. I'm actually tempted to turn on... I actually might turn on... I want 2 on each side. So fuel's going to be in the far distant future when we make oil rigs in the water. So that's not going to be now. Bricks is a little bit annoying so because it's not boxcars. I think I'm going to turn that on for both of these. And actually, I think on this side we'll go with tools, and on that side we'll go with cogs. And we'll see how that goes. Ambridge, on the other hand, is going to be like Limestone. Ambridge is going to be a fully fledged everything town, and we will want everything. And so it's as big as Limestone, as big as Ambridge, and as big as Cornhill. So there's going to be 3 main towns on the map. When it comes to the high-speed line, I don't know if I'll even stop at Reeds. I think we may actually let that high speed go all the way up to Ambridge. That will be its one and only stop, and then it'll go up to Cornhill. Might change it. We might give Reeds the opportunity to stop if it's the one responsible for the airport, because I don't think I can get an airport down here now from a space point of view. Maybe there. But one of these two is going to be responsible for the local airport. And yeah, I think that looks pretty cool. So should we buy a train? I think we should. Now, I am going to make a new train depot at this end of the world, and it's going to be, you know what, kind of associated with this. Let's have a little bit of an industrial dealio in here. So I'm going to come out of here, and we are going to have access to a new train plant. If I go that way, I have access to every platform. Yeah, so if I make it in the north direction, we should be pretty future-proof. And so, yeah, let's go this British one. We've got, what gives you one of these custom ones as well. Whoops, that's not the button I wanted. Yeah, let's go with one of these. The only thing I don't like about this is they are a bit short, but I think it's kind of cool. What I might do, I am going to give it catenary because I don't know if I can change it. I'm pretty sure I can change it after the fact, but we will have to do catenary at some point. I'm going to run diesel for a long time, and then we will... you know, this is probably going to be a yard, isn't it, in here? Yeah, let's put this way down this end. Yeah, I'm going to put that right there. Designing on the fly here. And yeah, I think what's going to happen is we're going to have a single track that comes into there. Levels way off. You know what? Let's not mess with that. That can be another episode as we work out how that works. I will, though, just put a track into there so we can get out. All right. I was going to say, new line. I had to stop myself. I can't do a new line without a track. Need to finish off this. I think we're going to be using the low-speed track here because I will make it stop everywhere. And the other thing we do need to do is signals. It shouldn't be too hard because I plan to only put one train on this for now. So that's dual track. Nope, I still have more. I don't know if you guys want to watch me do this. Yeah, let me do this. You know what, I might even put some tunes on while I do this. All right, with those signals there, I think we've done enough to get something going. As I said, there's only going to be one set of trains on this anyway. And yeah, but this is the type of distance I'm talking about for signals. Like, I'm talking a long way apart. That's probably 2 kilometers. And that's what I'm thinking. I really want the trains to get up to speed and really belt along. And I want to get that sense of speed, particularly when we get the modern stuff that does like 300 miles per hour, stuff like that. All right, so let's make a new line. This is one of the lines that I've really been looking forward to making. We're going to be down here in Lodestone. And let's treat this as the all stopping line. And so it's going to kind of be maybe more affinitized to the left here. So track number 3 with an alternate of 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So these 6. This is going to have a beautiful color. This is going to be an homage to the LNER, I think. So we'll go for kind of like an orange color. And you are going to come up to reads. As I said, it's going to be on the slow line. You are going to be coming over on 1 left-hand drive or left-hand track. And then you can come into, the local track, which is 3 actually for now. Yeah, that can be 3. This will continue on to further. And then you will come back to read on platform wide, so 4. And it looks like when I go up here to 3, it's not capable of doing it. Yeah, because I've designed this not to have a reversing spot. So I think what I might do is I think it's safe to put this in for a while. The other option is to get it all the way across. So if I do this, so it's going to come up on the left track, and yeah, it just needs one more hook across. I don't know whether there's enough space in here to do that. Yeah, it's really short. But this cross track was optional, as in where it is. So we can, if I'm very careful with my deleting. That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. But that can go there. We can have a slip lane there, and the question is, can I get this across here? I can. So that goes to about there. Nice. So now it goes across, and then that can go across. And we need to change this line so that when we are at, what's this place called? Ambridge, for now, we will come across to 4, and then we are good to go. I think that looks pretty good. All right. We called the other ones train passenger something. And this one's going to be called the Great Northern Railway. Probably not the best name. We probably technically should be going the LNER and all that type of stuff. But I'm just going to call all of them the Great something. Kind of like an homage to last series. All right. So we do have... these things are 2 depots. If I open up this view, you can see there's actually 2. So I can choose whether it comes out of the left or the right. Let's bring it out of the left. And then I'm actually going to rename this to a left so I know which one's which. And then this one's going to be to the right. And Ambridge Depot on the left, buy a new vehicle. So London North Eastern Railway. All right, so what can I afford? You know what? Let's have fun. 10 million a year, 9 million. Let's stay around the A4. Maybe we should start with the A1. Yeah, let's start with the A1. It's like, the beginning of the whole concept. And yeah, simple as that. We'll go with that one. And then from a wagon point of view, LNER doesn't have anything specific. I do like these Great Western ones. And what was the top speed of that LNER? It was the A1. Oh, do you want to go? Okay, there. Yeah, I was going to say, the clicking thing is weird. I can see how it was 43. I clicked on this and it didn't click, but it did click, whatever. 160. So we really can push this to the limit for now. And see, I clicked on that, right? Clicked on it again and it worked. Let's go for top speed. And, oh, we do have these beautiful Pullmans. Okay, let's do that. And 210, we don't, that's a bit excessive. I'll look at this number here. 200, 160, okay. And let's go for 1927, I guess. And we're going to go probably, I think we kept, I want to say we kept the stations at 160 when we cut them down. So it was 320 minus 4 segments. A segment is 40, so that's 4 times 40 is 160. 320 minus 160 is 160. And we're going to assign it to this guy. And let's watch this come out. A little bit small. What I should be doing is having, I'm going to do very, 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 very quickly do this because I know how to do it very quickly. This one, hey, stop, 90-degree snap. And you need to be offset by 5 meters. And done. Just make that look a little bit bigger. All right. How you going, bud? Steam. Love it. This is from the generic British mod, I think. The resolution of the model is not kind of the same as the Great Western stuff, but it looks good. And I'm looking forward to seeing these things absolutely fly down the track. The smoke plume should look awesome as it flies back. Steam. Yeah, I'm going to miss the steam when we move to diesel and everything else. Do we have anybody? There's some people walking over the bridge, but they might just be locals using it to... Where are you going? You're going to a destination over here. Yeah, they're just using it to cross the thing. All right, Ambridge. That's not on. I want the town. Ambridge. Destinations. Lone and Reeds. Building up. Awesome. And then around town, how are these guys going? So around town, 10 out of 50. Okay, so it's building. They're going to start to take responsibility. And yep, nobody there. That's at Ambridge at the bottom. Let's have a look at this station if I can click on it. All right, we have 2 people, our original people. And then at Lodestone, not the cargo, I want the retail one. And there we have it. Nobody. Nobody wants to come up here. Destinations. They want to go, 17 to Ambridge. Okay, so but are they driving? You know what's happening is they're on a bus. They're currently on a bus somewhere in here, in Lodestone somewhere. There's people walking over or taking the bus route over to the station so that they can get into... Oh, this is actually overloaded. Are you actually popular? Okay. All right. I'll give you one more vehicle. Another double-decker bus. You can see these beautiful double-decker buses. Yeah, so there is people somewhere coming across it. You can see that one person has made it to the platform. Let's have a look. They should be... Where are you? So which platform? I forget which platform. This is, okay, down here. So where is our person? Is that the person? Are you our... via the Great Eastern Railway. That's to the left. But somewhere in here, someone... I'm going to turn off this for a sec so it's not as bright. Somewhere in here is our very first passenger. Actually, I think, is it over here as well?
This is a safety announcement. It is not
so I forget where this goes. Okay, it can also be on these platforms.
within the station
So is it this person? Are you our very first? There it is. Annabelle Wilson, you win my favorite person of the day award. Thank you for being... stop trying to help me camera angle thing. All right, do it this way. Annabelle, thank you for being our first user of the Great Northern Railway service. Appreciated. All right, well, you know what? Let's go find our train. Have a bit of a ride along. Why are you stopped? Oh, because the game stopped. And yeah, so there was... yeah, it's building up. So there's 9 there. And... yeah. 2 down south, 18 up north. Everything is awesome. Oh, that speed, 120. That's what we want to see. And this guy can do 160. Actually, I should probably move them across to the high speed line. You know what? That's what we'll do as we end the episode. Let's give these the opportunity to go high speed. And... yeah, simple as that. Yeah, so when you come into here, come into 2. No, 3. Limestone, yeah, 2. And then when you come back, come into 3. And that's possible. You can see the orange line is there. And then down south, why can't you come inbound on the high speed? Why can't you come inbound on the high speed? So I assume the track exists. Is it because of how this works? No, you should be able to come. So you'll come out of here. You should be able to go over here. You should be able to go this way, and you should be able to go. Oh, there's no. Oh, I made it in, out. See how I've done this wrong? These are forward. These are backwards. So there you go. And so quick little fix there. And left-hand side 2 because why not? And there we have it. Where are you? All right, pulling out of Reed. I never put the gantry there. And we have 6 passengers. Awesome. And unfortunately, this guy can't get across to the high-speed track. But we can do that very quickly. And you're going to go across. Nice. Nice. Off you go. And then I can do a quick little delete of that. And we can watch this guy get up to speed. Wow, that was a 1-hour episode. That was fun. I'm really happy with being able to get the railway all the way out to the middle part of the map. It was really fun putting down Reeds and Ambridge towns. And yeah, great episode. I'm really happy with the progress here. Definitely been looking forward to getting some serious eyeing and moving around the map. It's fun to do the detailing. But that's also fun to see some steam roll. Why are you only doing 86? Come on, bud, you can go faster than that. I think that will be at the end of the episode. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to press subscribe to see more action. There's a lot of detailing to do now. I'm going to make a whole lot of little towns along the way, and that will help ground the way that everything looks. And yeah, we'll also obviously have to make some industries and everything else, paint some ballast on here, and also you also get cargo moving as well. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Shove a like on the video if you got this far, and don't forget to comment about what you would like to see in this series. See you next time, everybody.